For the last 78 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in NBA history.
Chamberlain makes it 101-99. They set up their strategy. Watch the rebound. This is the thing that brought the house down.
5, the Busher shoots. Hit with 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West throws it up and makes it.
5 seconds to go. Matches with a hook shot. 4 for 2. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7. World Championship number 6. Jordan. Open. Chicago with the lead. Bryant with the save. The shot. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining. There he drives. Hot step inside. No shot. Listen. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Jokic just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good. Of course it goes in. Jokic from downtown. Anthony Davis just stares at him. Murray makes the move. The Nuggets have won.
But what if we went back and did it all over again?
Today is the year 1950. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of NBA 2K History Resimulation on 2K25. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And comment down below. What are you guys most excited about with this series? Like, especially starting in 46, right? So now George Mikan isn't on the Lakers. Like, what are you guys most excited for? And what team do you guys are you guys hoping wins the most championships? And what player do you guys, make your guess now. Who ends up being the greatest of all time? I think last year, I think it was pretty close, but I think it was LeBron. LeBron and Kobe were like 1 and 2. So yeah, let me know in the comments below who you guys think will end up being the greatest of all time. Also, if you guys missed it or were skipping, there is a membership now on the channel. So down right next to that subscribe button, there's a join button. If you go ahead and join, not only do you guys get to see these episodes a day early than everyone else, but you get extra content. So you'll get to see the jump-ins in the conference finals, which we've never done in previous years. We've only jumped in the finals. But if you guys become a member, you guys get like badges next to the comments, and also you guys get to see what happens in the conference finals, which is pretty cool. Looks like one player retired from what I'm seeing, and it is Bobby McDermott. So Bobby McDermott does retire. He's 37 years old, played 3 seasons with the New York Knicks and was solid. So just one retirement. It's going to be a while till we get some quite a bit of retirements, but we will go ahead and approve this expansion. So we're not actually expanding. We are contracting the league. 6 teams, I believe, right? 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 teams are leaving the league. The Chicago Stags, the St. Louis Bombers, the Anderson Packers, the Denver Nuggets, the Sheboygan Redskins, and the Waterloo Hawks are all folding. And we are down to just 11 teams in the league. So back to 11, and then after next season, we lose the Capitals, which will be really interesting because that's where, obviously, George Mikan is at. So where does he end up going? It could completely change the league. So in the Western Conference, we got the Rochester Royals, the Minneapolis Lakers, the Tri-Cities Blackhawks, the Indianapolis Olympians, and the Fort Wayne Pistons. In the East, we got the Celtics, Knicks, Capitals, Warriors, Bullets, and the Syracuse Nationals. On to the 1950 NBA draft, and unfortunately I couldn't go one by one because I forgot to set some teams to auto. So Paul Arizin surprisingly went number 1 to the Fort Wayne Pistons, and then Bob Cousy goes to the Tri-Cities Blackhawks, George Yardley to the Nationals, Chuck Scher to the Royals, Bill Sharman to the Lakers, Larry Faust to the Bullets, the Olympians draft Erwin Dambrot, Chuck Cooper to the Warriors, the Celtics select Nat Clifton, Earl Lloyd to the New York Knicks, Dick Schnittker goes to the Capitals, Wally Osterkorn goes to the Pistons, and then I believe there was one player in the second round. There was. Oh, he went to the expansion team. He wasn't supposed to go there. I will trade him to the Blackhawks. For some reason, I thought I had it set to where the Blackhawks had that pick, but Joe McName will head to the Blackhawks. Here in free agency, and I forgot to turn the cap off, so I think teams are struggling to spend money, unfortunately. So I did turn it off, but we're gonna have to wait till the rosters are filled, because yeah, I'm already on day 11, so only a few players have signed, so we'll kind of have to just go through the rosters and see what's changed. But Bobby Wanzer does go to New York. Red Roca, he goes to the Warriors, and then Jim Pollard to the Celtics, Jack Coleman to the Lakers, and Bella Smalley, he actually goes to the Washington Capitals. So the Capitals get a little bit better as well. So yeah, we're just going to have to kind of go through the rosters. Like I said, unfortunately, with the early on, when I'm using the, I guess, the current era, right? And until we get to the Magic Bird era where I transfer everything over, unfortunately, the cap is just gonna have to be off. Going roster by roster here, so we can kind of all get caught up here, as obviously, you know, 7 or 6 teams left the league. So Bobby Wanzer is in New York along with Andy Phillip, Connie Simmons, Bud Palmer, Leo Barnhorst, Earl Lloyd. So a pretty solid team in New York. Minneapolis, a couple of big signings. They actually get Bill Gabber, Jack Coleman. They have Max Zaslovsky, Dick McGuire, Howie Dahmer. So a solid team in Minneapolis. Al Cervi, George Yardley, Furyk in Nationals, or with the Nationals. Dolph Schayes with the Olympians, but not a really good team around him. He's pretty much by himself. The rookie Paul Arizin with Slater Martin, Bob Dole, and Colby Gunther. Is there 2 Bob Doles? Did I miss that? Did I see someone else have a Bob Dole? No? Okay, maybe not. I'm going crazy. The Royals with Vern Mickelson, who's up to a 91 overall. Chuck Scher, Milt Schoon, and Chuck Connor. The Warriors with Harry Gallatin, Red Roca, Joe Folks, Bob Davies, and Sineski. And we got the Tri-City Blackhawks, obviously drafting Bob Cousy, Bones McKinney, Joe McName, and Van Breda Kolff. The Baltimore Bullets with Fred Shaw's, Larry Faust, Chick Halbert, and Stan Mizek with Red Holzman on that team. And the Capitals, the 4-time defending champions, George Mikan, Arnie Rizin, Fred Scolari, Ed Sadowski, Smalley. This team is just insane. But the Celtics are looking pretty good. They don't have a ton of depth, but Carl Braun, Jim Pollard, who's already hurt, but he should be back soon. Kenny Sailors, Don Otten, and Nat Clifton. Dolph Schayes wins the MVP here in the 1950-1951 NBA season. 28 points, nearly 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.4 steals, 2.1 blocks. So he wins his very first MVP. George Mikan will not win a 4th straight, or a second NBA straight, I guess, right? George Yardley wins Rookie of the Year, 19-6-3 over Bob Cousy and Paul Arizin. Pretty impressive. Stan Mizek wins 6th Man of the Year. Dolph Schayes wins DPOY. for a second straight year, right? Yep, second straight year. And then Red Roca, most improved, averaged 2 points per game. Okay, usually Red Roca is better than this, but this dude just does not score. Interesting. Dolph Schayes, clutch player of the year, and the Lakers won 68 games. Carl Braun, Bobby Wanzer, Dolph Schayes, Vern Mickelson, and George Mikan are on the All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team, we got Andy Phillip, Bob Cousy, 16, 6, and 5 his rookie year. Harry Gallatin, George Yardley, and Noble Jorgensen. All-NBA third team, we got Bill Gabber, Al Servi, Paul Arizin, who averaged 18, 9, and 3 his rookie year. Jack Coleman and Arnie Risen. All defensive first team, we got Carl Braun, Bobby Wanzer, Dolph Schayes, Harry Gallatin, and George Mikan. All defensive second team, we got Bill Gabber, Andy Phillip, Vern Mickelson, Jack Coleman, and Noble Jorgensen. Dolph Schayes leads the league in scoring for a third straight year. Also leads the league in rebounds per game for, I believe, a second straight year. Andy Phillip led the league in assists with 7 a game. And then Bill Gabber led the league in steals, and Dolph Schayes led the league in blocks. George Mikan right behind him. So as we enter the NBA playoffs, the Minneapolis Lakers will take on the Fort Wayne Pistons. Got Dick McGuire, Bill Gabber, Howie Dallmer, Jack Coleman. They kind of put this team together this past offseason, and it's panning out. They signed a couple of big free agents, and they got him the 1 seed. The Fort Wayne Pistons with rookie Paul Arizin makes the playoffs, and they'll take on the Lakers. The Rochester Royals with Tom King, Jim Seminoff, Vern Mickelson, and Chuck Scher. Vern in his second year, 26-9. Pretty good year for Vern Mickelson. They take on the Indianapolis Olympians, who have Dolph Schayes, who won MVP in his third season. But they were the 3 seed in the West. Boston, the number 1 seed in the East. You got Kenny Sailors, Carl Braun, Jim Pollard, Don Otten on that team. They'll be taking on the Philadelphia Warriors with Bob Davies and Harry Gallatin and Joe Fulks, the first ever MVP. The New York Knicks will be taking on the Washington Capitals. And you got Andy Phillip, Bobby Wanzer, Connie Simmons, and obviously the Capitals, Fred Scolari, Smalley, Arnie Risen, and George Mikan. But like I said earlier, this is the final season for the Washington Capitals here in the 50-51 season. Can they win a 5th straight title and continue their dominance, or will they get eliminated? They're underdogs here in the first round, and we'll go through the first round here. The Washington Capitals will not be going to a 5th straight finals. Their run is officially over. They're out of the league. They're getting kicked out. To be fair, in real life, they actually folded midway through this season. So, you know, they don't even make the playoffs. Or, well, they don't get to the conference finals. The Philadelphia Warriors are eliminated, and the Fort Wayne Pistons and the Olympians with the MVP Dolph Schayes gets eliminated. So, we've got the Minneapolis Lakers versus the Rochester Royals and the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. It will be the Minneapolis Lakers and the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. The Lakers went 2-0 over the Royals, and the Knicks went 2-1 over the Boston Celtics. And this is a note. Out of the 8 teams to make it to the finals over the last 4 years, obviously 4 of them were the Capitals, but only one of those 8 teams are teams that will go on to stay in the NBA until, you know, forever. And that was the Philadelphia Warriors last year. It was the Capitals, who obviously are folding after this season, the Huskies, Steamrollers, and St. Louis, who already folded, which is kind of crazy that only one team, one legacy team basically, has made it to the NBA Finals, obviously, until this year. We got 2 of them facing off against each other. It will be the Lakers versus the New York Knicks. We got Andy Phillip, Bobby Wanzer, Leo Barnhorst, Bud Palmer, and Connie Simmons for the Knicks. For the Lakers, we got Dick McGuire, Bill Gabber, Howie Dallmer, Jack Coleman, and Jake Weber. On to game 1 we go. The Lakers with home court advantage, but trailing at the half by 2. Now they take the lead into the fourth quarter, but the New York Knicks not going away here. Down to 1:28. The Knicks with a 4-point lead. Let's jump in. The Lakers have possession here, so they'll pass it in with 1.5 to go. Over to Logan. Logan driving left. Will have to put up a tough shot. It's up and good. He went up and under. And the Lakers cut it to 2. Bobby Wanzer will bring it up. Wanzer on the left side here. Gets it in the post to Simmons. Simmons in the post. Gets doubled. Simmons ignores the double. And now he's going to get tied up. We're going to have a jump ball, which I don't know if this existed back then, but, you know, that's all right. So Connie Simmons will win the tip fairly easily. They get it out to Wanzer. 1 minute to go. They're going to try to get it in the post again to Simmons. Simmons, tough shot, no good. Man, Simmons got to be tougher there. He's got to back down and get an easier shot. Logan with it. The Lakers have a chance to tie up this game. McGuire gets a screen. McGuire up top. Oh, what a pass! And Gabbert blows the layup! Oh my goodness! The Knicks with Wanzer driving left, lays it up and in. Bobby Wanzer gives the Knicks a 4-point lead. Oh, Bill Gabbert just bricked the layup. Unbelievable. Just a brutal miss. That would have tied up the game. Ball in to Gabbert. Gabbert driving left. 25 seconds to go. I mean, you got to take a shot here. You're down by 4. Here we go. Gabbert blows another layup. Yikes. A tough last minute for Bill Gabbert. And now it will be Phillip to the free throw line, and he hits the first. Gives the Knicks a 5-point lead. The second is good. A 6-point lead for the New York Knicks. Gabbert will bring it up. 13 seconds. McGuire along 2. That's no good. And the New York Knicks take a 1-0 series lead. Coleman with 20 in the loss. Bill Gabbert with 18, but 2 just, man, 2 missed layups at the end there. Andy Phillip with 22, 8, and 11. What a day for Andy Phillip. Palmer with 10 and Sobek with 10. Bobby Wanzer with 8, 12, and 4 in that one. So we headed to a game number 2. Once again in Minneapolis, but the Knicks with the 1-point lead after 1. The Lakers retake the lead at the half, but now the Knicks have retaken the lead. Down to 1 minute to go. Can the Lakers make this a little bit closer? Nope. The New York Knicks take a 2-0 series lead. Zaslavsky with 12, Coleman with 12, Sharman with 10, Bobby Wanzer with 26, 9, and 5. My goodness. Phillip with 15, 5, and 9. And what did Bobby average this season? Man, he did drop, but I mean 17 and 7 and 4 in the playoffs. Not doing great scoring wise, but I mean he's not taking a lot of shots. I mean he's still shooting 56% from the field. But the New York Knicks have now taken a 2-0 series lead, and I simulated the game instead of doing the simcast. That's infuriating. The New York Knicks do win it, and it was close. 89-85. I want to just smash my head through a window. That's awesome. All right, well, Phillip with 15 and 6, Palmer with 13, 6 and 5, Lloyd with 13, Bobby Wanzer with 12, 4 and 5, Barnhorst added in 12, and Connie Simmons added in 10 and 9. For the Lakers, Gabbert with 22, Zaslavsky with 12, but it's not looking good here for the Lakers. The New York Knicks with a 3-0 series lead going into game 4 at home, and they have a big lead here into the fourth quarter. They have a 19-point lead down to a minute. Yeah, it's over. The New York Knicks are going to win another title, or win a title. And that will do it. The New York Knicks are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. They beat the Minneapolis Lakers in a sweep. I mean, just dominant from the New York Knicks. A great season for the Lakers. They had home court, but they just could not get it done as the New York Knicks are NBA champions. So after 4 straight finals wins from the Washington Capitals, now a second team wins a title here in year number 5 of the NBA, and it is the New York Knicks, and I think Bobby Wanzer is your finals MVP. Oh yeah, 26, 11, and 8 in the closeout game. Barnhorst put up 22. Coleman with 15, Dahmer with 12, Gabber with 11. But the New York Knicks are going to be NBA champions. And Bobby Wanzer is your finals MVP. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 62% from the field. Bobby Wanzer is your finals MVP. On to the 1951 NBA draft. The now Milwaukee Hawks will have the number 1 overall pick, and they select Whitey Skoog with the number 1 overall pick. With the 2nd overall pick, the Syracuse Nationals will select Mel Hutchins. That's not Mel Hutchins. Okay. With the 3rd overall pick, the Baltimore Bullets select Zeke Sinicola. With the 4th overall pick, the Detroit Pistons select Sam Ranzino. With the 5th overall pick, the Olympians select Gene Melchior. With the 6th overall pick, the Rochester Royals select Don Sutherledge. The 7th overall pick, the Philadelphia Warriors select Mark Freiberger. With the 8th overall pick, the New York Knicks select Jack Stone. At 9, Boston will take Scotty Stiegel. And at 10, the Minneapolis Lakers select Bill Gossett. On to free agency here in 1951. And I'm really excited to see where George Mikan goes. Arnie Risen as well, right? Like, there's some really good players that was on that team in Washington that ended up folding. So where do they go? Let's see what happens. George Mike, are you kidding me? This guy just chases championships. He's like, I want to win and win only. Oh my God, he just went to another champion. What are you doing? Okay, the New York Knicks signed George Mikan. Carl Braun re-signs in Boston. I believe he re-signs, right? Let's see. Yeah, he re-signs in Boston. The Olympians signed Arnie Risen, so Risen did not follow George Mikan. Andy Phillip, though, he stays in New York. The Nationals signed Fred Scolari. That's a good pickup for the Nationals. Simmons will actually leave New York. He goes to the Hawks. Don Otten stays in Boston. So, yeah, I mean, interesting. Sadowski goes to the Lakers. Smalley goes to the Royals. I can't believe George Mikan went to another champion. Like, year 1 of the NBA, the Washington Capitals win the title. George Mikan's like, oh, I'm going to go there. Then the Capitals fold, and he's like, where should I go? You know what? I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Go to the team who just won a title. Okay. Well, then the Knicks are going to be good. George Mikan has won his 4th MVP. 4th in 5 years. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks with the New York Knicks. Mel Hutchins. It's not Mel Hutchins, but okay. He wins Rookie of the Year. 16, 4-4. I'm going to have to fix that after this video. Bob Harrison wins 6th Man of the Year. George Mikan, DPOY, that is his 2nd Defensive Player of the Year. And then Bob Harrison wins Most Improved. Paul Arizin, Clutch Player of the Year. And the Knicks won 70 games. Bob Cousy in year number 2 on the first team, 18, 4-6. Carl Braun, Dolph Chase, Paul Arizin on the first team as well. In year number 2, 23, 9-3. And then George Mikan. All NBA second team got Bobby Wanzer, Andy Phillip. Man, 3 Knicks on the first two teams. That's pretty impressive. Harry Gallatin, Vern Mikkelsen, and Arnie Risen. All NBA third team got Gene Melchior, Fred Scolari with the Nationals now. He was obviously with the Olympians, averaging 12, 3, and 5. Jack Coleman, Mel Hutchins, kind of, and Chuck Scher. All defense first team got Carl Braun, Andy Phillip, Dolph Schayes, Jack Coleman, and George Mikan. Second team got Bobby Wanzer, Bob Cousy, Harry Gallatin, Paul Arizin, and Arnie Risen. Dolph Schayes, for a fourth straight year, led the league in scoring with 24 a game. Paul Arizin was second with 23 a game. 11 rebounds per game for Schayes. That led the league in rebounds. Melchior led the league in assists with 9.2. Wow. The next closest is at 6.7. Dambrot leads the league in steals. And George Mikan leads the league in blocks. Melchior, I believe, probably just broke the record for most assists averaged in a season. So, good for Melchior. The Lakers will take on the Milwaukee Hawks. Got Dick McGuire, Zaslavsky, Dalmor, Jack Coleman, Ed Sadowski. They'll take on the Hawks with Bob Cousy, Joe McName, and Connie Simmons. The Royals will take on the Fort Wayne Pistons. And the New York Knicks have the 1 seed. They'll take on the Bullets. Andy Phillip, Bobby Wanzer, Barnhorst, Palmer, and George Mikan. That 5 is ridiculous. The Bullets with Bumholtz, Furyk, Shaw's, Larry Faust, and Kozlov. And the Celtics will take on the Warriors. Celtics with Kenny Sailors, Jim Pollard, Carl Braun, Don Otten. The Warriors, Bob Davies, Fleishman, Cooper, Gallatin, and Freiberger with Joe Folks coming off the bench. So, on to the conference finals. The Pistons are eliminated. The Warriors, the Bullets, and the Milwaukee Hawks. So, the top 2 seeds in each conference advance to the conference finals. It's the Knicks versus the Royals, as the Knicks beat the Celtics in 3. And the Royals beat, the Knicks beat the Celtics in 3. The Royals beat the Lakers in 3. That series with New York and Boston, woo, that was a hell of a series. Members, hope you guys enjoyed that one. But we headed to the NBA Finals. Don Sutherledge, Bella Smalley, Dick Schnittker, dude, his name is so difficult to say. Vern Mikkelsen and Chuck Scher versus the New York Knicks with Andy Phillip, Bobby Wanzer, Leo Barnhorst, Bud Palmer, and George Mikan. We have a heck of an NBA Finals here in what year is this? 1952? Yeah, the end of the 51-52 season. So, game number 1. Who will be the champs here in 1952? The New York Knicks do have home court advantage, up by 13 after 1, up by 16 at the half. It's a blowout. Oh my goodness. 92-62. Mikan with 25, 7, and 4, 3 blocks. Lloyd with 18, Wins with 13, Barnhorst with 10. Chuck Scher with 16 and 6, Mikkelsen with 15 and 7. Schnittker, something like that. I don't know. I got to figure out how to say his name. He had 11, but George Mikan gets it done with the Knicks as they take a 1-0 series lead. On to game number 2. The Royals in an early lead, but the Knicks retake it. Down to the 4th quarter here, the Knicks up by more than 10, and the Knicks will take a 2-0 series lead. Bobby Wanzer, 20 and 8. Phillip with 17, 4, and 6. Mikan with 10, 6, and 5. Had 6 turnovers. Not a good game, but they still easily win. Mikkelsen with 24 and 6. On to game number 3. Can the Royals avoid going down 3-0? The Knicks are dominating. My goodness. They won by 37. Wanzer with 24, 9, and 7. Mikan with 21, 7, and 8. Phillip with 16, 4, and 5. Scher had 17 and 4 in the loss. I mean, this isn't even close. The Knicks take a 3-0 series lead. And now, on to game 4. Just immediately 15-point lead. Wow. Unbelievable. The New York Knicks are going to win another title. The New York Knicks go back to back as they win their 2nd title in franchise history. This time with George Mikan. So now, Mikan has 4 championships to go along with his 4 regular season MVPs. Pretty impressive. George Mikan is absolutely dominating. And I mean, hey, he's smart. He's going to the best teams. Makes sense, as the New York Knicks are NBA champs once again, and George Mikan wins his 4th Finals MVP. The Knicks win both titles here in this video as they go back-to-back. George Mikan in the finals, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks, shooting 48% from the field. The Royals just didn't have a chance. George Mikan, like I said earlier, 4 regular season MVPs, 4 finals MVPs, 1 scoring title. He has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. And by the way, in his 4 NBA finals, he's lost 2 games. He is 16-2 in the NBA finals. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Every year that he's won the MVP, by the way, he's went on to win the title. So George Mikan is obviously the early GOAT for sure. Now, obviously, we're only 6 seasons in, but yeah, George Mikan's pretty good. He's pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. If you guys want to become a member and see the next episode tomorrow, go ahead and do so. You also get to see what happened in the conference finals, as Game 3 was absolutely bonkers in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Knicks and Celtics. So if you want to check that out and become a member, I would really appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it, guys. You guys don't have to, right? It's just an extra little bonus. So I would appreciate it if you guys did. If not, no worries. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the year 1952.